Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the Push to Pass F1 podcast. This is our Singapore Grand Prix review, looking back on the weekend as a whole, and overall, I think we can both come to agreement that it was pretty shoddy and a little bit of a ball fest. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think it really lived up to the bill that we put it for. I think we were both very excited for it. First lap, thought there might be fireworks. It was, but that's pretty much all that happened.
Isn't this just becoming quite a common theme with Singapore at the moment?
I suppose so, but isn't it just a common theme with F1 in general?
Oh, controversial, I like it. We said, to be fair, they're both pretty much carbon copies of each other. We said the exact same about Baku, and look what's happened now.
Yeah, true.
Right, let's get into the meatiness that was the Singapore Grand Prix, or what we can actually talk about from it. Mainly involving the... now, I don't want to say I am a genius, but I did predict this to happen. McLaren had a bit of a ding-dong. Mr. No Wins and Mr. Piastri came together, and it's caused, I would say, a collective surge of interest and opinions from social media. I think it was nailed pretty much on the head from how the commentators put it, but I want to get your thoughts on it, Reeve. Do you think it was... Well, it's quite clear that the gloves, in the sense of the title fight, are well and truly off, but was it fair, do you think?
Move, in general, I don't think the move is that outrageous. I really don't. He took avoiding action with Max, and unfortunately Piastri was on the outside. That's kind of the nature of racing. That's the nature of a corner. However, I can understand why it's boiled over to this point, and it's neither of their faults. I think it's just the environment that McLaren have fostered, which now means that there's an expectation that needs to be worked to, and crashing into your teammate isn't really in those guidelines. So I understand why Oscar's frustrated. I really do, because when you're giving your teammate a second place over a third 3 races ago, whenever that was, you then don't expect that the next favour back is being crashed into. So,
and I think a lot of people downplayed it, because a lot of people said that it was like, it was just a tap. He did give him a right old whack, it's fair to say.
I feel like if any of us were in the car, we'd call that a crash.
It was one of those ones where I watched it live, and I genuinely I think they played it from the back, and you could just see them tap each other, and I genuinely thought Oscar was in the wall. And if he had gone into the wall, I honestly think we might finally see Oscar Piastri crack a little bit. But we did see him, I'm not going to say crack, but he started to show a bit more of a fiery side, didn't he?
He's the last 3-4 races. The last 3 races have shown a different side, which I don't like seeing as someone who's a fan of him and wants him to win the championship. He's becoming emotional behind the wheel. Baku was a big thing of that. Made a mistake on the start, ended up putting it in the wall half a lap later. Gets crashed into immediately on the radio. Things like that. He just wasn't doing those things at the start of the year. Everything was just like water off a duck's back, and he was winning, and he was smiling while doing it. And I just worry that this is all coming at the wrong point of the season.
Yeah, I think it's ultimately the roles have really not flipped entirely, but it's starting to feel that way, in the sense of Lando had quite a up and down sort of start. We spoke lots about, there's been like crashes, mistakes, blah blah blah, and now it sort of feels like the tide is sort of turning more towards Oscar having those mistakes, and Lando has been quite good these past, ever since probably the summer break, to be fair to him. He had that unlucky DNF in Zandvoort. Last week in Baku wasn't exactly the greatest race, but he's still outscoring Oscar, which is obviously vital.
Exactly what he needs to do. I mean, we said Baku, he dropped the ball, because he did. Because imagine if he got a podium at Baku, and then he outscored him again this weekend. I don't know what the gap would be off the top of my head, but it'd be a lot less than it is.
I think it's now down to... it's less than a race win now. I know that
which is huge. That is the key.
It's like the race
win, and it's in the balance.
It's like the golden... yeah, it's like the golden margin, in it. As long as you're going into what we are now, we've probably got 7 races left, I think. 7 and 2 or 3 sprints, I'm pretty sure. And as long as you're in or within pretty much 25-ish points, I think you've got a good shot.
What were your initial thoughts on the
I thought it was brave by Lando, because have you seen the onboard from Max?
No, I've not seen Max's onboard, I don't think.
When Lando obviously tags the back of Max, I initially thought from watching Lando's onboard like he barely touched him, and he, like you said, he just took more avoiding action. But if you look at Max's onboard, like Max's wheel, he does like a full counter correction the other way.
Yeah.
So like if Lando is literally probably half a second later on the brakes, he's probably taken out Max and Oscar.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was on the limit. Half a second, they'd both
100%.
be gone. But I mean, he saved it, so you gotta give your kudos to him there.
And it's not to the same level, but you look back at Senna and Prost, they were going for gaps which physically did not exist. You can't blame Lando for an opening lap of a race going for half a gap which he thinks he can get through.
I really hate this now, though. Anytime
I know
it's like,
horrible,
Senna would have done it. It's like the cars are completely different, the landscape's completely different. Like, just say you've made a shoddy move and move on.
It made me laugh. What did Martin Brundle was like for the first time since Senna and Prost, the McLarens can fight, are allowed to openly fight with each other. And I was like, do you not remember when Alonso and Hamilton were teammates?
Yeah.
How do you see it going for the rest of the year?
Honestly, I still think it's so early to tell. If you're right and there's 7 races left, then that's so long. There's so many things can happen. It does seem that the momentum is moving away from Piastri, which, next race he could win, for all I know, and he really could. But right now I feel less confident than I was. And I still think Max can do something. I really do think Max can do some damage.
This is the interesting thing, right? Because the remainder of the season, we have got... I will get that up now. We've got Cota, we've got Mexico, then we have Brazil, then we obviously have the likes of... Were they 2? Then we got Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. All of those remaining tracks suit the McLaren, but also very much suit Max Verstappen in the sense of he's good at pretty much all of them. And these past few races have been less kind to McLaren, so to speak, because they're a lot more impressive in medium and high speed corners, and we've had a lot of slower tracks. So having that advantage back towards both McLarens, it could aid Oscar in the sense of he could pick up a bit more performance because he might have the car which is more suited to the environment they're in, but also it could mean that if Max and that Red Bull, which is obviously still in development clearly, if they can dial it in a few more, I think we could really have a 3-way championship on.
I think we could too. And McLaren have sealed the constructors now. So, in my eyes, there's no need to be teammates. The job's done for the factory. They've done that. They've sewn that up. Let them fight now. Let it be a free-for-all.
Do you see it becoming a free-for-all, though?
No, it's F1.
No, I more mean... Look... If you look back at... Say if we were in 2021 and Max and Lewis were both teammates, you could sense that could boil over and they could hit each other on track in like a desperation sort of element.
Yeah.
Norris and Piastri just don't give me that sort of feeling.
Well, I think if you look at Singapore, then I think you can. I mean, it was close to happening. I know the move wasn't supposed to be on Piastri, but it only takes something like that to cause it to all blow
I was going to say, do you reckon potentially... The only way I think I can see it really come into like a this is getting like proper tasty is if, like Singapore, we have that sort of desperation, but it's more if it say in Kota, if it's like lap 33 or something and Lando's closing up to the back of Oscar and he just sends a dive bomb out of desperation, then I think the following races it does properly become a brawl rather than like a tactical fight between two teammates.
I mean, it still needs to remain tactical because they've got to think they don't want to let Max into it. I mean, that would be the biggest disaster for McLaren is if they let them fight and then they put each other out of the title fight and just hand it to Max. Because that also could have happened at Singapore.
I really wish Max won this weekend.
I mean, second place is, in my opinion, in my eyes, if he's outscoring the pair of them, then it's as good as a win.
I don't even think it's the pair. I think as long as he outscores Piastri, I think he can afford to let Lando get more points over him than he can Piastri just because of the gap distance. But yeah, I think realistically second was probably the best Max was going to get this weekend. I just do wish that if he could have got those extra points for coming in first, like the gap shrinks even more and then we're talking even closer about a title fight. But I still think it is well and truly on, but it's just going to be, I hope it ends really excitingly, but no one F1 will probably have it confirmed in about the next 4 races.
I've got hope that it'll go to the end, but we should really talk about George Russell.
Hey, Mr. Perfect. Unluckily robbed of a Grand Slam because I think Oscar did like 1 lap in the lead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was literally just because of that instant. But yeah, nailed it in qualifying. Both runs would have been in Q3 were quick enough to get him on pole, and then didn't really look at it's not even didn't really, he literally did not look under any threat during the race.
Really good race for Russell. It's just, he's class, isn't he? He is just class. That was great. That was a great drive.
Surely he gets a contract.
Oh yeah, the contract's going to happen. I'm not sure if they're going to disclose the length.
No, I think they might do a Leclerc where they just say, because like when you look at like Lando when he got it, they'll be like, oh, he signed a contract through until like 2028. With Leclerc, they literally just said like, oh, he's got a multi-optional year deal or something. They word it so like you can tell there's some sort of clause in there where he can either activate it or just keep it as it is.
I mean, we touched on what we think might happen in the last pod, so we're not going to go over that again. But I just think that's so interesting. If they do announce the length of it, then we know that he's safe. But I don't think they will.
I don't think they will. And it was also a very good weekend from his teammate. So, yeah, this, in my opinion, there's no I think they'll just announce them both at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's touching on his teammate, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I think this has been
full name.
Something that's like something that's saved him this year is any time that the Mercedes performs well, he performs well.
Yeah.
So I know he's had quite large ups and downs, and he's been the brunt of some criticism from quite a few people. But you can say that when the car's on song, so's he. So that sort of synchronised results, it lends itself to the fact that he is F1 ready and he is a really big talent.
I just want to ask your opinion on this, right? Do you know he has been, and you can call it rightly so or whatever, he has been really criticised this year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
If you said before Australia that he would be 7th place in the standings with 88 points, he's got a podium, he's got a pole position, and he's shown more than what he's capable of, would you not just say he's had a good season for a rookie? Do you think people are being a bit harsh?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm trying to think back to now what I've actually said specifically about him, but I can't think of a time where I was actually critical.
No, I think just F1 media. I think a lot of it comes from the hype of what was spoken about last year of him in F2, and then people have obviously taken that of he's going to hit the ground running and win the title this year. But I think realistically, if you had spoken to maybe Toto or Kimi before the season and looked at what their expectations were for the year, it would have purely just been development, but whilst being able to fight somewhat near the front. And he's consistently been in that 8th to sort of 4th region, isn't he? He's obviously going to have off weekends where he might crash, he might make mistakes, blah, blah, blah. But I think he's just been impressive this year.
He did have that mid-season run where it didn't look like things were really going for him, and that was at the height of all the criticism, mainly from Ralf Schumacher. But
he just hates everyone.
Since I think he's had a really good rookie year, and I stand by, if you told Toto Wolff and Kimi himself, you're going to finish your rookie year, you're going to be inside the top 8, you're going to have had a pole position and a podium, I think they'd have snapped your hand off with that.
So Kimi has 1, 2, 3, he's had 4 DNFs. He's finished 4th, 6th, 6th, 11th, 6th, 6th, 18th, 3rd, 16th, 10th, 16th, 9th, 4th, 5th.
See, that 16th, 10th, 16th, that's not great.
3. Yeah, and that was from Austria to then the Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah, rookie slumps are a known thing. I'd be more concerned, and I think this goes for loads of sports, it's the sophomore season. That second season, there needs to be, instead of the 16th, his bad race weekends need to be 9th and 8th.
I think even more so if this year, if he had crashed a lot more.
Yeah.
Because, like, and it feels mental to say, but going back all the way to, like, Australia, how many people were putting her in the wall and how comfortably he looked then. I think people even then were saying, like, well, we were very quick to praise him, but I think everyone sort of knew then the talent that he had, but I think people also were quick to have the expectations of a rookie and that not everything's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I think there's nothing that he needs to be ashamed of this year. I think his future's safe. The the Mercedes contract is guaranteed. Is he on a multi-year? I can't remember.
I think his deal runs out the end of next season.
Yeah, well, he's going to be fine, I think.
But I think they're trying to cover their back just in case, like, any other team sort of think they can have a look at him.
Yeah. But, is there any more talking points?
I don't think so. It was a bad race. The other things that can really be spoken about, we will speak about in the driver ratings. The only other thing we can talk about is the Williams getting disqualified from qualifying, but nobody really cares about that. I still don't get why. I think they were underweight. All the way up to 10th place on the grid got lapped. That's my other thing I want to talk about. Blue flags, get them gone.
Yeah?
I hate blue flags with a passion.
No, I understand them. I understand them for a driver's standpoint.
I know, but
until the drivers say, yeah, get rid of blue flags, I think we should keep them.
Surely there's a better way to work around it, though.
It's a live racetrack, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Unless we go like, what race series have I seen where if you get lapped, you just pull into the pit lane, just call it a day?
You just retire.
I've seen that somewhere. I can't remember where it is.
But then, like at races today, you'd only finish with the top 9, and then Carlos Sainz wouldn't score points because he's been lapped and had to drop out the race.
Yeah, I'm not saying do that. I'm saying blue flags are necessary. I think
they are. I think they are. They're an unwanted necessity, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. Let's get into our driver ratings from the Singapore Grand Prix. So your top 10 are from 10th place down. 10th, Carlos Sainz, then Ollie Bearman in 9th, Lewis Hamilton in 8th, Fernando Alonso in 7th, Charles Leclerc in 6th, Kimi Antonelli in 5, Oscar Piastri in 4, Lando Norris in 3, Max Verstappen in 2, and George Russell in number 1. Let's start with Mr. Carlos Sainz, started 18th, I believe. Let me just double check that after he got kicked out of qualifying. Yeah, he started P18 and finished 10th place. I'm going to go with a 10 out of 10.
10?
You, I think that's fair enough considering he getting kicked out of qualifying to then finishing 10th at a track like Singapore, which doesn't really have a lot of overtaking.
I suppose so. And then obviously there was no crashes either, so it wasn't like he gained lots of positions through crashes. However, 10 seems crazy to me.
I'll go for a 9.
I'll give him an 8.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a 7 then. I was going to say...
No, I was going to give him a high mark, but a 10 off the bat for 10th place is crazy work.
I think if... Where did he qualify? Let me just
18th.
double check. No, he got dropped down to 18th, didn't he?
Oh, right, I see what you mean, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say because it just said he got disqualified. He probably would have qualified somewhere around Q2, probably, knowing him. Yeah, I think it was just quite unlucky to get disqualified. I hate when drivers get disqualified because half the time it's not really their fault. Got to do it. I mean, you've got to do it. Yeah. P9, Ollie Behrman. Your Haas prediction from last weekend came in good.
Flopped, really, didn't it?
Not really.
I said they'd be bad, didn't I?
No, you said they'd be good.
Oh, yes.
I think you said they'd be good anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure I said they'd be bad.
Just say... Nah, you said they'd be good, honestly. Trust. We got wheel knowledge.
Anyway, yeah. It's good, isn't it? Where did he start?
Knowing Ollie Behrman, probably in the pits. Qualifying. Ollie Behrman started in 9th.
Smack Av then, isn't it? Really, it's just...
Yeah, he started 9th, finished 9th. What a boy.
Didn't put it in the barrier, so...
That's a 10 by his standards.
We'll give him a 7.
Yeah, P8 Lewis Hamilton obviously lost his brakes on the last, I think, 2 laps, and Alonso caught up about 40 seconds, which we didn't get to see because F1 TV direction is a shambles.
No, it's not great, is it?
How can Ferrari not even build a car that can last a race?
It's worse by the weekend, doesn't it, really?
It's just everything. It's just constantly getting worse and worse.
Lewis P8 is like... It's like a match made in heaven at this point. I can't think of a time other than China where he's not finished P8.
I'm trying to remember. In the race, he just seemed to have nothing.
Probably wasn't asked, to be honest. Like, think about it. He probably was not bothered. His season's been crap. He's just lost his dog.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I bet you... I doubt he even wanted to do it. He's just contractually obligated to.
I'm going to go with a 5.
Yes, so mid. Holy mid. 5.
Fernando Alonso, P7, was on a mad one all day on his radio.
Yeah, I saw that. He was very, very, very annoyed, wasn't he?
Yeah, he said he was going to disconnect his radio at one point, then called himself the hero of the race, and then said I don't believe it a lot when Lewis didn't get... Lewis finished in front of him, but they got a penalty.
I always wonder, afterwards, you know when they've snapped at their crew chief or whatever,
yeah,
do they go back in the garage and say, oh, sorry?
I think everyone else would. I don't think Fernando would.
I don't think any of them do. I feel like it's like an ego thing. They're just... if I was an F1 driver, I would. But
I don't know, because like Max and GP, you can tell they tolerate each other, don't they?
Yeah.
In the sense of they know how to work best with each other, so they probably don't take anything personal. But I feel like some of them might be like, "Oh, well, I'm only telling you, mate. You don't need to like have a go at me."
Yeah. Imagine that over like the radio. Like it's almost like a beer garden chat. It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean to do that. Like that wasn't my intention."
Martin Brundle said it on commentary. He was like, he was in, I think it might have been GB3 or whatever it was back in that day. He was like, I was doing a testing event and one of the mechanics asked like how the car was feeling, and he just said it felt awful, and the mechanic literally just put his headphones down and walked out the garage. Some of the race engineers don't get enough credit.
Nah.
Because they just get shouted at by people who are far too rich. Alonso 7 maybe.
6 for me.
Biased. Shocking. P6 Charles Leclerc.
It's not great, is it?
Please leave Ferrari. Please. For the love of everything. I predicted this man to get a podium.
He's like a disappearing act. Both of them are. Both the Ferraris.
Honest to God, right? They may as well not even turn up to a race weekend with both drivers. And I honestly think me and you could probably get 6th and 8th.
Imagine that.
It's just got, like... When you look... We spoke about this so many times in this podcast, right? Mainly when we predict things. We always say, if it's not going to be the 2 McLarens and Max, it's probably going to be the 2 McLarens or one of the Mercedes or one of the Ferraris. Now it is literally just, if it's not Max, it's guaranteed to be a Mercedes, because Ferrari probably don't have the tyres to get through qualifying. In the race,
I'm still imagining 2 Welsh lads infiltrating Maranello. Just
asking, can I have a drive?
It's crazy.
Hey, Eddie Irvine drove for them and he was Irish, so let's complete the team.
You should see me around Team Sport Cardiff. I am zooming.
I haven't been karting in years.
So good.
Let's maybe want to go karting. Push to pass go karting 24-hour race.
Oh, we should hold one of them.
Oh God. Have you seen how expensive they are to do a 24-hour go kart race? Do you know the Buckmore one? They're like
It's a couple grand in it to enter.
It's like to join it. It's like £1,500 to secure your place, and then you've got to pay for everything else. Yeah. Mental. Charles Leclerc was complaining because he was having to lift and coast 200 metres before a corner, which isn't great at a street circuit.
I mean, that's crazy. I'm surprised he was allowed to say that.
I don't think he cares.
No, fair enough.
I think he's really on his last limb with Ferrari.
Do something about it then. I'm kind of bored of it. I think he's the problem now. Just do something about it.
It's like a toxic relationship. He thinks in it. Eventually they're going to get better.
It's been like this since 2022. So just hack it in.
Remember when Seb started to call him out though?
Yeah.
And it started to get bad between them, and we obviously saw that ended. I don't think it'll end like that for Charles. I just do see him moving teams because Ferrari are dreadful. I'll give him a 6.
5.
Oh, you were harsh. 5, Kimi Andrea Antonelli. He qualified in with the qualifying order. Kimi Antonelli qualified 4th, finished 5th. To be fair, he had Lando Norris overtake him, so I'm not going to judge him too harshly on that. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
It really was a dry race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We are clutching at straws here. A rookie didn't put it in the wall, finished
That was
5.
my exact thinking. He hasn't ever driven the track and he hadn't crashed, so I think... Although, didn't he crash in qualifying? No, in practice, or was that George? I think that might have been George.
I'll give him a 7.
You're so harsh.
It's just a fair result.
4th, Oscar Piastri. I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. No.
He's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Because, admittedly, I didn't watch the whole race. Sorry. But it didn't seem like he had a lack of pace. It was more... I think he was just a bit rattled, wasn't he?
He was rattled, and he had a slow stop, which would have... If they didn't have a slow stop, he probably would have caught up and passed Norris.
Yeah. Was he quicker than Norris then, towards the end?
Towards the end he was, but that also I think was because Norris was driving behind a red and blue coloured chicane with the Dutch flag hanging off the back of it.
Okay, fair. So
they were all just complaining about dirty air and everything.
It wasn't entirely terrible for him, so I'll give him a 6.
I was going to say it's literally just banged on the middle of the road. It's not like he's gone lap 1, tried to avoid Norris and just hit the wall. That would be completely different. Speaking of Norris, P3, I'm going to go with a 7.
Yeah, I think that's a fair result.
Realistically, he should have got past Max, in my eyes.
It's hard with the street circuit, isn't it? You take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
It's shoulda, woulda, coulda. You kind of can't blame them for not overtaking on a street circuit with these sorts of cars.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't criticise him too much. I think he did well to not crash into the pair of his title challengers. So he gets credit from me for that.
I think that would have been more fun, though, if he did.
Oh, yeah. But
would have been mint.
Yeah, I think 7's fair.
Nah, it's not like Baku where we said the expectation from me for him to overtake Max is more just because I would have liked to have seen him do it because I think that would have been a bit more of a statement. But it's not the end of the world to finish one place behind someone who you're already ahead of.
Yeah.
P2, Max Verstappen. This is going to be an interesting one. Because I don't know. Started second, finished second. At one point, looked like he was going to finish about 8th because his pace just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, he did well to hang on.
I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
Going off the race alone, started P2, finished P2, could never really give anything towards Russell. Probably got helped out by the fact that Piastri had a slow stop. So on paper, he didn't really do anything to deserve a high rating. However, he did finish P2, and he finished ahead of his title rivals. So he gets a 7.
Always want to be one below me. First, George Russell. I'm going to give the man a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's 10. He didn't really do anything major, did he? He just got pole and then drove for ages. What a man.
I think that's fair. I'm sorry, I didn't really input much there, but it's true.
Biggest losers from the weekend. Yuki Tsunoda finished 12th. Right, so as there's no race weekend this weekend, looking towards America in a week's time, I believe, we are going to do a special which we tried to do a couple of weeks ago, but Reef's laptop decided to have a hissy fit, so we couldn't do it. We are going to be making a dream driver with one aspect from each driver on the grid. Our aspects are wet weather, overtaking, mentality, raw pace, qualifying pace, and defensive drive-in. Now, I think I've changed my list from when we last did this, by the way.
Wait, just for context, the last time we tried recording this, I think we got 3 in, and we had the exact same 3.
We got 2 in. No, yeah, we got 3 in, and then the third one we didn't know who to put down, so we started putting random names in, and then it got pitch black outside, and Reese's laptop crashed.
Yes.
I think we still have the same for wet weather, so if you want to start us off with your wet weather.
My wet weather is Lewis Hamilton.
Same.
I think at the time I provided context as to why. I think it was Great Britain 2008, around Silverstone.
Yeah, I said Austria, that qualifying where you got a pole by about 1.5 seconds.
There's just no one else I'd rather have in a wet. It's true.
I'm trying to think how he's been in the wet this year. Actually, you're not allowed to race in the wet.
Yeah, I was going to say there's barely been any wet, so...
Overtaking, hit me.
This was the one that we both left empty.
I've put a name in it now. Cause
I've left mine empty.
Last time we did this, just to give a bit of context, people, I think we came away with Pierre Gasly.
Oh, I thought there was a better one than that.
We had the discussion of Gabriel Bortoleto.
Oh. I think we both said if Daniel Ricciardo was still on the grid, then he'd have been straight in.
Yeah, we did. Well, I've gone for another Australian man. I've gone for Oscar Piastri.
Okay.
He's done some very impressive moves this year, and I think the more comfortable, like we've said this, I don't know how many times in this podcast, he is very much far from the finished Oscar Piastri product, and when he does finally become that in his sort of prime form, I think you will see one of the best overtakers we've probably ever seen.
I'm going to go with someone rogue.
Oh, here we go. Gabby Bortoleto.
I'm thinking, kind of what made me do it is you were saying how Piastri's not the final product. I'm going to go with Isaac Hadjar.
Is it?
I feel like he's pulled off some good moves. I feel like there was an around the outside move a couple races ago that I remember. There was it was pretty naughty.
There's no good overtakers on the... Well, there is, but we have to use them for other things.
The whole point of this, why we both struggled, is because overtaking is... It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because realistically, there's not that much overtaking goes on. So it's
Pick
hard.
the best overtaker from a sport that doesn't have overtaking.
Yes, exactly.
Mentality, I think we'll both have this. Oh, we might not have the same first. I got with Max.
Mentality, I went for... We don't have the same.
Oh, don't we?
I went for Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that.
I just think obviously I've got Max somewhere else, but I thought mentality Signs is quite chill.
I think the Max and Sainz are a bit similar in the sense of how they've both been brought up by a racing dad.
Yeah, true. I didn't think of that.
And like, I just think Carlos is a much calmer version of Max. I just think Max is literally the most winning mentality I've probably ever seen in an athlete.
Yeah.
Raw pace. This is an interesting one.
I went for Max.
Yeah, fair enough. I went with George Russell.
Yeah.
I just think he can, if the car is on it, he can just absolutely provide pretty much any result possible.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing for Max. I think there's proof that
I
year.
I really wanted to put Max for raw pace. Qualifying pace, I think we'll both have the same thing.
Might do.
Well,
I think we might as well.
Charles Leclerc?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It is his best asset. I mean, you look at his pole record and you think, how does he not have more wins? I think he's got 20 odd poles.
He has one of the worst pole to race conversions, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he only has 6 race wins or something ridiculous, doesn't he? Nah, it's going to be more than that, surely. Nah, it's more than
I don't think you're far off, actually.
Nah, I'm chatting rubbish. It's got to be more than that.
Chatting balderdash. How many races has Charles Leclerc won? Charles Leclerc's won 8.
Yeah. But he's definitely, for a fact, got over 20 poles.
I think he has 26.
So that is an atrocious conversion rate, in fairness.
But one lap, he is insane.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Qualifying's brilliant. So I think that was a no-brainer.
Defensive driving, I think we might have the same as well.
Do you think?
Have you included the other McLaren in this list? Good, because I haven't either.
I've got Fernando Alonso.
I've got Fernando Alonso.
So we still have pretty similar lists.
I just think he is the most out and out sort of, you will not get past me unless you push me off the track driver.
Just the wily old fox.
Oh, the golden catchphrase.
He's literally the definition.
Young Fernando Alonso, as everyone likes to call him.
Hey, he's
I just remember, what was it? Hungary 20. Yeah, I can't remember what one it was. Was it? And it was the one with
21 or 22.
I think it was 21 when Ocon won, and then
Yeah.
there was the race in Brazil with Perez, where he pretty much just kept him behind the entire lap, the entire closing 20 laps, and then we overtook him on the last lap.
He's very good at that, but that comes with experience, which he has plenty
Yeah,
of.
he's been in the sport for ages.
Yeah, 2002
most-
or 2001, I think.
2001 with Minardi, wasn't it?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hasn't he got the most? Surely he's got the most race starts now.
He might not, because he took the little hiatus.
Is it still Kimi? Who has the most starts in F1? Fernando Alonso's most F1 starts with 419 Grand Prix starts as of the 2025 season, followed by Lewis Hamilton with 374, and then Kimi Räikkönen with 349.
Right.
Wasn't there a big thing about Kimi being the most?
He probably was, and then he's just been overtaken.
Terrible. Kimi retired too soon.
Not really. He was 40, wasn't he?
Yeah, he could have drove till he was about 53. He drove NASCAR for a bit.
I mean, the Finns are just they don't really age, do they?
No, Bottas can probably drive till he's about 60. Also, they start, it sounds a bit stupid, but they probably start a bit later, don't they?
Open wheel, they definitely do. They always start from a rally background. So.
Yeah, I still remember Valtteri came in when he was young, but he's probably still only actually came into F1 when he was about 25, 26. Not like Kimi, who was barely 18.
Yeah, he wasn't like that.
So, my dream driver, I've got the wet weather ability of Lewis Hamilton, the overtaking ability of Oscar Piastri, the mentality of Max Verstappen, the raw pace of George Russell, the qualifying pace of Charles Leclerc, and the defensive driving of Fernando Alonso.
My dream driver has the wet weather ability of Hamilton, the overtaking of Isaac Hadjar, the mentality of Carlos Sainz, the raw pace of Verstappen, the quality pace of Leclerc, and the defensive driving of Fernando Alonso.
So you've left out Oscar Piastri, I'm just thinking from the top teams, Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Kimi Antonelli, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I have.
And I don't care. But that is all we have time for today on this episode of the Push to Pass F1 podcast. This has been your Singapore Grand Prix review. We'll be back next week for our COTA preview, and we'll also do a little special as well, just to fill in that extra gap of content you have missed. But if you have enjoyed today's episode and you were listening on Spotify, don't forget to drop us a follow and a 5-star rating. It massively helps. And if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to drop us a like and a subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. I have been Max.
I've been Reef.
And this has been the Push to Pass F1 podcast.